big crowd.
港澳辦主任夏寶龍先生嚟香港考察調研，今日係行程嘅第5日。剛剛調研組同香港同埋外國商會做咗座談會。調研組嚟香港嘅目的，其中一個重點係了解香港經濟發展嘅最新情況。呢個代表中央對香港社會一貫嘅關心同埋支持。幾日以嚟，調研組廣泛咁聽取咗不同界別嘅意見，例如企業家代表、金融界代表，亦都包括今日會見本地同埋外國商會嘅代表。剛才夏主任同大約40位本地同埋外國商會嘅代表進行咗座談，聽取咗佢哋嘅意見。喺會上，我哋討論咗好多議題，包括經濟發展、點樣融入大灣區同埋內地市場，尤其係點樣方便外國嘅企業或者人士進入大灣區同埋內地市場。我哋有討論區域合作，特別係東南亞國家同埋中東嘅市場。我哋有討論旅遊業嘅發展。亦都有意見係提及點樣吸引外資、方便進入大灣區等等，亦都有意見去建議點樣把握好香港嘅優勢，特別喺教育、創科、文化同埋航空樞紐方面。調研組好重視香港作為國際城市嘅地位，聽取本地同埋外國商會嘅意見。係商會同埋佢哋嘅成員，大多數都係香港多年嘅原因，建立咗深厚嘅基礎，認識香港嘅經濟情況同埋營商環境，以及全球經濟嘅未來走向。香港會堅持國際城市嘅地位，繼續發揮國際城市嘅優勢，把握好一國兩制之下背靠祖國、聯通世界嘅獨特優勢。中央對香港嘅光榮前景係充滿信心嘅。事實上，香港有堅實嘅制度基礎同埋核心優勢。香港喺金融、商貿、航運等專業服務位處世界前列，更加係全國唯一嘅普通司法管轄區、普通法司法管轄區，有自身嘅法律制度，司法機構擁有獨立嘅審判權同埋終審權，令香港喺法制上同其他國際嘅主要商業社會全面銜接，擔當內地同世界之間嘅超級聯繫人同埋超級增值人嘅橋梁角色。外國企業喺香港投資有實際嘅數據可以説話。香港去年獲選為全球投資環境排名第1，企業經營環境亞太區第1同埋全球第2。根據獨立報告，喺2022年，香港喺外來直接投資流入金額方面係全球第4大經濟體。香港去年底嘅總存款額係超過16萬億港元，按年增加5.1%。去年香港嘅初創企業數目係較2022年增加超過270間，到咗4300間，創咗歷史新高。去年透過特區政府嘅投資推廣署喺香港設立或者擴展業務嘅海外同埋內地嘅企業，較前一年嘅300間大幅上升27%，其中嚟自英國嘅公司增加4成，嚟自新加坡嘅公司增加3成半，嚟自美國嘅公司亦都增加超過1成。呢啲企業喺香港投資金額超過616億港元， 係前一年數字嘅接近3倍。呢啲數字都說明本地同埋外國企業都對香港有佢哋嘅信心。跟住我用英文同大家講講。Director 夏寶龍 is continuing his visit to Hong Kong. Today is his 5th day of the visit here, in what has been a valuable series of sessions for all concerned. Hong Kong's economic development is, of course, one of the primary objectives of Director Zha's visit. That underlines the central government's continuing support and care for the economy and the community of Hong Kong. This afternoon, Director Zha held a meeting with about 40 representatives of local and foreign chambers of commerce to listen to their views. The exchange lasted for over 1.5 hours. Chamber representatives commented on a wide range of subjects and issues, such as economic development of Hong Kong, integration with GBA and the development of China, access to GBA, convenience to gain access to both the GBA market and the overall mainland market, regional cooperation with Southeast Asian countries and Middle East countries, tourism, attraction of foreign investments, and how to capitalize the strengths of Hong Kong in areas such as education, INT, culture, and using Hong Kong as the aviation hub. The study team attaches great importance to the status of Hong Kong as an international city and wants to hear the views of local and foreign chambers. The chambers and their members have been in Hong Kong for many years, some for decades. They are familiar with Hong Kong's economic situation and business environment, and they have a good grasp of the global economy and its potential direction in the year. Their experience, their belief in Hong Kong, and their open exchange of views were appreciated by the study team. Hong Kong, let me be clear, will continue to serve as an international financial center and global city. We will continue to leverage Hong Kong's one country, two systems framework, enjoying the unwavering support of the motherland while being closely connected to the world at large. That unique advantage has long blessed Hong Kong, long reinforced our solid institutional foundation. Hong Kong leads global rankings in finance, trade and commerce, as well as in shipping and other professional services. We are the only common law jurisdiction in China, and our courts exercise independent judicial power, including the power of final adjudication. As many of the world's major commercial and financial centers also practice common law, this commonality enables our legal connectivity with the world, creating more certainty and understanding for all. In turn, it allows Hong Kong to play a bridging role, a super connector and a super value adder between the mainland and the rest of the world. Foreign companies and their investments here are the most solid and visible manifestation of international confidence in Hong Kong. Last year, Hong Kong was ranked #1 globally in its investment environment. As for enterprise conditions, Hong Kong was tops in the Asia-Pacific region and #2 globally. According to the 2023 World Investment Report, Hong Kong's size of foreign direct investment inflows was the world's 4th largest. Total deposits in Hong Kong at the end of 2023 exceeded 16 trillion Hong Kong dollars, That, let me add, was up 5.1% year-on-year. Last year, the number of startups in Hong Kong increased by 270 year-on-year to nearly 4,300. And that, I'm pleased to note, is a record high for Hong Kong. Last year as well, the number of overseas and mainland companies establishing or expanding the business in Hong Kong through Investment Hong Kong increased significantly, rising some 27% over the previous year. Among them, we welcome a 40% increase in the number of companies from the UK. Those from Singapore rose 35%, while companies from the US climbed by more than 10%. And the investment these companies are making in their first year of operation here in Hong Kong exceed 61.6 billion Hong Kong dollars, nearly 3 times the previous year's total. There's more, lots more to say, but I believe these numbers speak loudly and convincingly about the confidence local and foreign enterprises have in Hong Kong, in our economy, and our future. Now I would like to invite the representatives of Foreign Chamber Chairperson to speak. I thank for the participation of all the Chamber members in the forum earlier, and I thank 3 representatives from the participants to tell you about what they think. And they are Mrs. Patty Yuen, Chairperson of the Hong Kong General Chambers of Commerce, the Chairman of the Malaysian Chamber of Commerce, Datuk Gan, and the Chairman of the Austrian Chamber, Mr. Brunner. I would like to invite Patty to speak first. Patty, please.
唔該，特首。本人好榮幸咧，今日有呢個機會可以參加呢一個嘅交流嘅會議。喺會上咧，同夏主任咧係作出好多嘅真誠嘅交流。咁我哋大家都知道咧，香港嘅經濟咧喺近年咧係面對咗一啲好嚴峻嘅考驗。特區政府同埋整個團體咧，我哋大家都睇到咧係好努力咁樣咧做咗好多嘅事，為香港嘅經濟咧復甦係作出努力。咁我哋喺會上咧我哋都交流咗好多咧。其實我哋香港咧喺一國兩制底下，我哋其實有好多獨特嘅優勢。我哋咧係要好好發揮我哋作為超級聯繫人呢個嘅角色。咁我哋作為國際嘅金融中心、貿易中心同埋旅遊中心咧，我哋有好多現有嘅優勢咧，我哋一定要加倍咁樣去努力，去擴展我哋嘅優勢，亦都係需要咧作出一啲嘅轉型。如果唔係咧，我哋嘅競爭力咧可能會係比鄰近嘅城市咧係削弱嘅。咁另外咧大灣區係各個商會、各個企業咧都認為咧係俾香港咧係有一個好大嘅發展嘅機遇。咁喺大灣區有我哋配合咗香港嘅好多嘅專業嘅我哋嘅優勢啦，同埋大灣區8000萬人口，同埋一個好強大嘅建造業嘅生態咧，其實我哋係可以有好多發展嘅潛力。咁喺會上咧，好多意見咧亦都係提出嚟咧，點樣可以有更好嘅政策啦，能夠優惠香港嘅企業啦、香港嘅市民啦，同埋喺香港居住嘅外籍人士咧，係能夠更加容易咁樣喺進出內地大灣區，同埋咧喺大灣區咧係做生意、投資同埋營運嘅。咁咧就此外咧我特別咧係好感受到咧。夏主任今次嚟訪港呢幾日嘅行程裏邊呢，係非常之關愛香港，馬不停蹄咁樣同唔同嘅界別嘅人士咧嚟到交流，亦都係咧好留心咁聽取我哋唔同嘅意見。 特別咧佢係強調咧對香港好多方面嘅優勢咧都係非常之有信心。剛才特首亦都係列咗好多我哋香港獨特嘅優勢，咁亦都強調咧一再強調咧，習主席咧亦都係提到我哋香港嘅一國兩制呢一個機制咧行之有效，亦都冇咁嘅必要咧係要改變，係會長期咁樣推行落去。咁香港嘅無論係投資或者嘅財產咧，都會係受到保障。叫我哋商界咧能夠係好放心咁樣去投資，繼續推動香港嘅經濟繁榮。中央咧亦都會有好多嘅優惠政策咧，係繼續支持我哋香港嘅發展。咁我都深信咧，香港嘅經濟咧係明天會更好。So I'm very honored to have the opportunity to join the exchange session this afternoon with Director Shah. There are a lot of opportunities for the international chambers and the Hong Kong chambers to exchange views with Director Shah, who obviously is very caring about the situation of Hong Kong. The Hong Kong's economy has faced a lot of challenges in recent years due to many factors, but because we're under the one country, two system, Hong Kong has a lot of unique advantages. And we should make the best use of our role as the super interconnector. Our position as the international financial center, trade center, and the tourism favorable position. We need to build on our existing strengths, further our services and product offerings, but there are also some repositioning that Hong Kong needs to do in order not to have our competitive advantages being eroded by the advances of other cities. So there are a lot of exchanges on where we can do better in many areas. In particular, for the Greater Bay Area, I think many business people see the great opportunities and potentials offered by the 80 million population in Greater Bay Area, and combining Hong Kong's strengths in our international and professional services and the strong manufacturing capabilities in Greater Bay Areas. There are a lot of collaboration and investment opportunities. And at the meetings, there are many good suggestions about how the mainland authorities can offer more favorable policies in order to facilitate easier investments and also easier movement of people and capital between Hong Kong and the Greater Bay Area. And I'm particularly very impressed with the passion of Director Shah, who obviously during his visit in Hong Kong over the last few days, we can all see that he non-stop visit with many different parties in Hong Kong, very eager to hear our views and to see how to help Hong Kong's further development. He reiterated the comment from President Xi about the one country, two systems is a very good policy that's working very well for Hong Kong, and there is no reason to make any changes in the long term. And he assured the business community that Hong Kong's properties and investments will be safeguarded, and there is no reason for anyone to be worried about making investments in Hong Kong and in China. So I feel very, very honored to have this opportunity, and I feel very optimistic about the prospect of Hong Kong's economy.
Thank you, Bella.
OK， 多謝傳媒，多謝特首俾個機會，我哋今日可以見夏主席。咁我用英文講變得容易啲。Thank you very much. Today's meeting with Director Shah was a very good opportunity for Malaysia Chamber, as I represent, and we gained a lot of background and conviction by the mainland government, number one, on business development and on the potential that Malaysia and ASEAN can move forward even further to promote more and more business collaborations. Recently, Malaysia and mainland China, they had allowance for both our people to travel without visas to visit each country. And our businesses in mainland China and also Hong Kong has benefited from the tourism industry where our hotels see higher occupations. We are Malaysian Chamber members actually represents about 50% of the ownership of hotels in Hong Kong. And we were glad to see that although airline revival was only about 60%, our hotels have recovered about 85 to 90%. So this is a very good sign that the Hong Kong government is doing the right thing. We also look at the more collaborations in the future, and we have Malaysian Chamber arranged at least 3 to 4 trips to mainland China this year and 1 or 2 to Malaysia, so that we can further create and help our members to have more opportunities to continue to have joint investments and to build up what we feel Hong Kong deserves. We have been here for many years. Our members have been in Hong Kong for more than 20, 30 years. Most of our members here are long-term investors. And we continue to see what finally Director Xia convinced and say that our Chief Executive will welcome foreign investors with open arms. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I would like to invite Mr. Browner.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Chief Executive. And on today's meeting, as a representative of the Austrian Chamber of Commerce, we had the opportunity to frankly and candidly exchange with Director Xiao our views, especially on the business between Hong Kong, in our case Austria, but of course Hong Kong being a local, regional, and the business hub in Asia, about the opportunities that are coming, especially with the Greater Bay Area. And we gave also practical input, how we see a further strengthening of the economy for all by practical solutions, one of which was that we suggested ease of movement of people, but people not only from Hong Kong, but also people coming to Hong Kong, residing in Hong Kong, like myself for 28 years, that they have easy movement and access to the Greater Bay Area. And of course, that shouldn't be the limit. If it goes on within the Greater Mainland, should even be better. But these opportunities enhance the business environment for our members, who are mostly from the SME sector. And as we know by most economies, including here in Hong Kong, SMEs drive the economy. They are the ones that make the whole population, first of all, busy with work and give them the rewards of their work so they can have a life and dignity. So our SMEs, being regional but also often local, hope that with ease of movement into the GBA, their business opportunities will grow. And of course, we also, as already mentioned, need an increase in the international air traffic capacity. And we hope that everybody together works to that goal to achieve that quickly, so that we can also bring in the visitors from further abroad, in our case Europe, to experience firsthand what is going on here in Hong Kong, to see what is happening and the opportunities that it gives, also in the scope of the whole Chinese economy. Because from our experience over the last, especially half year, a lot of people came to Hong Kong after an absence of 3-4 years, and some came with a bit of worry. But actually all of our visitors so far have said, oh, Hong Kong is just like it was. So the opportunities are there. We know that Hong Kong is the best place for business. We know that Hong Kong, with its rule of law, free access of information, and the free port spirit, and having been here for a long time, I always appreciated the can-do spirit. We should work on that as a basis for improving and going forward and growing even more the economy to the benefit of all. And with that, thank you once again. And as we say in Austria, by talking, people come together. And I think today was a very good opportunity with Director Xiao, who gave his open remarks. And we have the feeling that our voice was heard. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Browner. 多謝大家。就我另外有一個活動要去嘅，但係我盡量答大家嘅問題。好。
questions for the representatives on the foreign chambers. Has the meeting talked about Article 22? And is there any concerns on the foreign businesses regarding the Article 22 and how the director shall reform? Thank you.
好啊！我首先就中英文都答啦。既然你問咗呢個問題啊，我哋今日都係應該雙語嘅咁啊。第一咧夏主任今次嚟考察同埋調研咧大家睇咧，我哋公佈同埋實際嘅主要議題咧，都係經濟發展同埋我哋嘅地區治理。咁呢個第一點啦。咁包括我哋嘅主體活動咧，都係按住呢兩個目標去安排嘅。第二咧就係喺會上裏邊咧，大家咧主要咧都係提經濟發展點樣可以喺經貿合作方面大家係更加令到香港更加發展得更好，又或者喺做生意嗰方面咧，點樣利用香港以及大灣區甚至國家嘅開放市場咧，可以增加商機嘅。亦都的確有個別商會咧有提及23條，但係佢哋整體嚟講咧，都係話支持23條嘅立法，因為喺佢哋嘅國家都係有呢個法律嘅，咁所以佢哋都好理解點解要咁樣做嘅。主要咧我哋都係講經貿發展啦、地區合作啦、點樣利用香港嘅優勢啦等等啦，係更加令到香港自己嘅商機以及外國無論係企業家或者投資者咧喺香港咧係更有商機嘅。尤其是咧有一啲商會嘅代表咧係講述自己國家企業方面嘅優勢，例如喺綠色經濟嘅發展喺呢方面咧有提及咧點樣可以係希望參與喺香港嘅發展，以及國家喺呢方面嘅綠色經濟發展嘅。You have raised the question about the purpose of the meeting we just had with representatives of Hong Kong and foreign chambers. Basically, 3 points. The study team, led by Director Zha, has clearly made its goal very clear, principally in 2 areas. One is economic development of Hong Kong and also the district administration since the new system. And you can see all the arrangements that have been made principally focused on these 2 areas. In the earlier forum, Director Zha had with the representatives of local and foreign chambers, it is also for the theme of economic development. And I thank for the participation, the active participation of the chamber representatives who have given a lot of ideas and views on economic development, which include how to capitalize on the strengths of Hong Kong in the area of education, tourism, INT, and aviation, etc. They have also talked about how they would like easier and more convenient access to GBA and other mainland city markets. It is a very good exchange, and Director Zha has been very open and also very keen to listen to the views. And of course, he has also given his opinions in answer to the views expressed. There were 1 or 2 representatives who did talk about Article 23. They basically said that they understood the reason for it and they supported it because in their country they have similar laws and it did not have any effect on their consideration and confidence in Hong Kong. In fact, a few even said that, well, with the stability ensured, then there is a good foundation for development. I will allow other chamber representatives to answer your questions, please.
Can I add to your question? I think I did mention that we had a lot of tourism business Hong Kong, and in the 2019 problems, our business was badly affected. And also the other point I made earlier was that in Malaysia and in Singapore, before independence, during colonial days, there were already security laws, strict security laws. and there was no question about it. And we realized that after the recent announcements, our business and our friends from Malaysia and from Southeast Asia are very confident to return to Hong Kong as tourists, as businessmen, and continue to stay here, those who are already here. Thank you.
Well, I think from our side we didn't make it a point to answer your question specifically for the very reason that we are interested in the business, and our members are mostly SMEs. And SMEs are problem solvers. They deal with the situation. And from that point, it's now in the consultation process. We will see what the final result is. And law and order is important for business. And we have that today in Hong Kong. And having been here for a long time, I was also witness to times when there were situations on the street that don't give confidence when they are blasted all over the globe. But we should not forget that rule of law prevails and is one of the pillars here in Hong Kong. And the basic law, Article 23, is part of the law. And the basic law has been around for decades now. So any implementation will go through its process, and then we will see how it is practically handled. And with the rule of law tradition of Hong Kong, I have confidence that it will be handled accordingly. So for us as business people, we have much more important ways to deal with our daily challenges. And as a representative of an organization, we understand that there's a lot of emotion involved. But we should always keep it to a rational moment where we stand. And in that regard, Hong Kong with rule of law is still, in my personal opinion, the best place for business. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Pleasure.